Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. I thought today we would have some fun in the Crossword Puzzle Collage. And I'm going to use my Maremi Small Art. Sorry for the long pause. I was looking at this and I just kind of got lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, I'm inspired to use this book from Susan Gazaway. She just did a crossword puzzle collage and she used her Maremi, but she used a winter scene because she heard some people, I think out in Wisconsin or Minnesota, they had gotten a little bit of snow. So she did a winter scene, and I'm still into fall. It is November 1st, so happy November. I cannot believe we are here already. And for those that are doing collage challenges for the year, I can't believe that you folks only have, what, 8 weeks left in your annual collage challenges that you're doing. That's crazy. It is crazy. So, I decided that I wasn't going to use any sewing pattern dolls like this week. This is something that fell out of somewhere. It's been sitting on my desk. I wasn't going to use that, but I just wanted to show you when I talk about sewing pattern paper dolls, that's what I'm referring to. And I have my cup of coffee here, and it is decaf because it's it's mid-afternoon on a Saturday, November 1st. And I came in this morning. My husband and I went out real early this morning to do some grocery shopping. I wanted to go to Mass this morning, and I didn't know if it was 8:30 or 9, and I don't have Facebook, and our church posts a lot of things on their Facebook, but I used to have a Facebook, and I don't know what happened. I went to renew it, and they said I was kicked off. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I didn't want Facebook for posting or anything like that. I just wanted it so I could follow like my church and some crafters and things like that. And I can't even get on it. So God is telling me something that I don't need it. I'm basically off of Instagram as well, because I can't tell what's real, what's not real anymore with all this AI. And it's funny because my son is in Boston this weekend visiting his new lady friend. And my husband sent him a picture of supposedly a new Ford Mustang coming out next year. And my son just sent him back and he says, "Dad, it's fake. It's not real." So I told my husband, I said, just stay off. I said, it's not even worth it. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. Not for anybody that's following craft people and things like that. But anything else, I can't deal with it. And I've been using my time so much better. So I'm going to get started on this because I could just sit here and talk to everybody at my table all morning, all afternoon. But I had a way. I did come in to do a video and my phone was dead. So I had to charge it. I don't use a camera when I do my videos. I use my old Samsung phone, which is great for me. And yeah, I had to charge it. So in the meantime, we went outside and we put all our hoses away. I got my leaf blower out and I blew off all of the mess that Lou had made on my riding lawnmower over the summer. I got that all blown off. That is stored in my potting shed. I have a heated floor in there. I got all my gardening stuff in there. We have a tennis court. My husband and I got the tennis net taken down and that's stored. I got the push mower all broken down and that's stored. So I feel good. Today was a good day. We got a lot done. And then poor Bella kept throwing up. She threw up 3 times today. I think she got into some mushrooms. So I just got done bathing and blowing her dry. So I'm finally able to sit with everybody here. And I'd like to kind of hunker down in my craft room and make a few videos for this coming week. But I thought that I would use my color cube, one of my cards this week. And I just pulled one. I didn't look at a number. I just literally opened the box and I pulled it out. And this is card 207. And I just thought, these are really interesting colors. And I want to see what I could do. So luckily for me, there's something that always works out, right? And I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Oh, but I wanted to tell you, I have a new creamer. I like the creamers, and this is a Chobani. I usually get the Chobani caramel. I think it's caramel something. I'm not good with names, but the caramel is really good. Today I got peppermint mocha, and this is really good. It's not as sweet as the caramel one, but this is really yummy. So just a little food for thought if you're at your grocery store. So when I took this card out, I actually organized all of these books that I have, and I thought I might use a collage soup. Well, once I opened this, I knew I didn't have to use a collage soup. But if you haven't seen the autumn stories, I'll just do a really quick flip through because there are so many sweet images. And I love the backgrounds on here, which is just nice because you'll see I'm using a background and an image. So this is the autumn one. And I figured, you know what? Almost all of the colors that I'm using are in here. The reds, the deep burgundies or browns, the blacks. So I said, how lucky did I get? Look at that sweet face when I pulled this out. So let me show you what I'm going to use. And I'll stop my blubbering. So I pulled this background right here. And this basically, look at that. It has every single color in it. I mean, I don't think it could get any more perfect than that. There's every single color in this one. And I just thought, well, that worked out really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down. And I'm actually going to cut this out, this border. And I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't rip it. Because I think I'm going to rip it because fall leaves are crunchy and there's really nothing perfect about leaves or the grass or anything like that come this time of year. So I think I will make like a little decal edge around that instead of cutting it. I think that'll be just fine. And I hope everybody is doing really well. It's a really nice day here today. The sun was out, and I told my husband I should be out covering up some of the pool furniture. I'm just going to do it this way here. But I want to get in here. You know, it's one of those days where I've got 18 gazillion things I want to do, and I feel that they all have to be done today. But they don't. But that's what I feel like. And we're going to take this off. I like to do it this way. do it this way because I have a little bit bigger. I like having a larger piece to hold on to. I don't like using the little tiny ends. And we are going to rip right about here. In this one, I am going to take the little end here. All right. So we're going to put this down right about like that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my girl. I think my husband had her out the other day. We have a very large generator on our property. Because we do lose power in the wintertime with all the snow. And we used to deal with a power company called National Grid, or not National Grid, that's who we deal with now. It was National something. Isn't that terrible? I can't think. And then the company bought it, and it's National Grid now. I call them National Greed. Because they keep raising their rates. But when we had the other company, we very rarely lost power. And now, when this other company bought it, we're losing power all the time. And we just can't lose power in the winter. So we have a large Generac. And so our maintenance guy, he comes twice a year to service it. And my husband was out talking to Rick, and he had the girls out with him. And then he can't, you're not going to babysit your dogs. They're out running around. And Bella was down at the edge of the woods, and she did not want to come back. So I have no idea. She probably got into a bunch of mushrooms, and she hasn't been herself the last few days. She's just been real mopey and not excited to see anybody. So I said, yep, she ate something. Well, she got sick this morning, and then when we were out, I was actually doing a little bit of leaf blowing too out around the patio. She was still getting sick out there. So needless to say, she was a smelly belly today. And when I came in, I had to give her a bath. So we both got in the shower. And so this is the little gal that I picked out. Isn't she cute? And here are all of the colors again. I mean, it's uncanny how it worked out. And I'm going to decorate and I think stamp around this instead of adding anything more to it. I do want to put on this side over here. I thought I'd have a little bit more clouds, but I don't know. Don't know if that's going to work out. And I also have this saying, which I think I'm going to end up putting here. Maybe to cover that up. Unless I put that there like that. Maybe I'll do that. And I'll put that there like that. In the forest, autumn glows and nature tells a story. Which is so true. And I thought over here, I might do a little stamping up here. Let me get this down first. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a really great weekend. This is, you know, we fall back today, which I really don't like. I wish when we sprung ahead, we would just stay there. So now, in the mountains where I'm at, it's going to be getting dark around 4:30. And I don't like that at all. It's just, I only like it, you know, in the, you know, when we start to get snow, because the snow, you know, the moon kind of reflects off of the snow. And that's pretty. But this time of year, it's just very, it's very depressing. It is very depressing. All right, I think I might do a little stamping here. And I haven't decided yet. I'm not sure what kind of stamps I want to do. I do have in here, though, I've been watching, I really enjoy Denise Love. And if you, I know some of you out there do watch her channel. She's an abstract watercolor artist, and I just love her work. And I've been gathering little things here and there because I want to do what she does. I never do it like she does. But she has this gold mica that she uses, and there's a very fine tip on here. I'm going to use this to decorate on here. And I filled this from that jar over there. And I'm going to, but I want to do some stamping up here. I don't know if I want letters, but I'm going to write in what I have here. Now, when you work on these, if you're new to this, you can do the crossword. There's no rules. Usually what I do is I will do a saying or something. This one says, "My heart sings for spring days, a fun night out." You can connect your words. I know Susan does, like you would in a real crossword puzzle. Sometimes I do that, like here, girls dress, fashion, fun. This is just her daily garden slumber. But if I have something to say here, right, the best time ever. If I have something to say, I will just write it out. So this one here I have, because I was looking at this photo and this sweet, sweet face and how she's all bundled up. And I was thinking, you know, about autumn and even early winter days. And what I like about them and what they do for me. So this is what I came up with. A chill in the air can warm the heart. And I just think that's really true, because if you're outside doing a fall or winter activity, if you're snowing, you're going to come in, you're going to have that chill. And boy, when you sit down next to a fire, or you come into a nice hot plate of spaghetti and meatballs, you know, or a coffee, a nice hot coffee, and maybe a piece of pie, apple pie with a little bit of ice cream, you know, or something that just really tickles your fancy. It is true. You know, you come in, you're chilled. Even if you're just taking a nice walk outside, it can just warm your heart. You're all bundled up in warm clothes. And I think that's just I think it's really joyful, and invigorating, and just something that I really like. So that's my saying this week for here. And I'm going to go and get a few stamps. I don't need any script because we've got some script right here. For some reason, I'm thinking about numbers, something with numbers, even just a large number, but I'm going to go see what I've got, and then we'll come back. We'll do a little bit of stamping, and then I'm going to use this gold, and I just kind of want to decorate her wings and maybe up around here and give it a little special touch, a special glow. All right, so I picked some stamps. I picked these from Tim Holtz. They come in those large packs that you get. I'm going to kind of leave this here. I'm going to move her. And let's just have a play. I don't know what I'm going to do over here yet. I can't even go there right now. So we're going to do that. And I got my Stinky Stays On out. My Stinky Stays On. But I wonder if any of you have started your Christmas daily, are they daily journals? Not daily journals, daily something. I'm so far out of the journaling lingo. I haven't done it in so long. December dailies, that's it. Wondered if any of you have started your December dailies. And that's the other thing. If anyone, I'd love to see your journal. So if anyone is making December dailies and such, and you have a channel or whatever, some gals have my emails and they send me photos of things, which I am forever grateful because I love seeing what everyone is doing. So you can tell me about your channel. I'm so far behind in my channel watching. It's just been, I've just been so busy. Busy. My girlfriend in Michigan, she must have called me 5 times, you know, the last 8 days, and I can't even pick up. I just called her yesterday, and she says, I wondered if you were even still alive. I said, I am. I said, Pam, I am just swamped. This is the time of year we have a lot of meetings at work. We had a meet about our health insurance that we offer our employees, and oh my Lord, did those rates go up. There's one that we offer, and we're not even offering it anymore. It went up 24%, and the reason that it went up so much is they're bankrupt. They have no money. So they're looking, they get money from other sources, but they're really socking it to everybody. So we're not even offering it to our employees. There's no way. There is no way at all. So, all right, I like those numbers like that. I think it just adds just a little more dimension or whatever. So, yeah, if you have a channel, please tell me what it is. I'd love to check it out. And especially if you're doing the crossword puzzle collage. I do have gals send me pictures. Lots of times they'll send me pictures over Instagram. I don't see them right away, but I do get to them, and I do always get back to you. But I just love seeing, especially if somebody participates in this. I really like to see what you do and your take on it and how you create your collages. And there's no rule. You can create however you want. You can story build. You could do surreal collage art. I just kind of like to sit here and play with things that I normally wouldn't use or play with. Like these, for instance. Maybe eventually, especially like with my hiking photos, maybe I'll just use these in my scrapbooking hiking photos. I used to do a lot of fall and winter hiking. I'd throw the snowshoes on the back, my backpack, and I'd have my spikes. Because when you hike in the Adirondacks, there's so much snow. Even with, I went one year with some friends, and we did a mountain called Buck Mountain. And even with my snowshoes on, I was sinking down into the snow up to over my knees. And that was an exhausting hike. Snowshoes are supposed to keep you on top of the snow, but we got so much that we were literally sinking down. There was I remember there was 2 women hiking, and they were post-holing. Post-holing is where you don't have snowshoes. You don't bring your spikes. Sometimes you have to change out of your snowshoes, throw them back on your back, put spikes on, because when you're going up over the rocks, it's just all ice. So you need to have those spikes on. And they had nothing. And post-holing is where you literally, it's like making holes for posts. And when they were going up, they were sinking up to right up their entire leg. You couldn't even see their leg, you know. I don't know how they did it. I really don't. That was crazy. Okay, so over here, I want to get this, and then we can play with the gold mica. And I didn't know if there was something in here that I could add. I saw some leaves in here, but there's also, maybe I could put a little house up here, or like a little cabin. Aren't these sweet? Look at that little pine cone hat. No pumpkins. I only like to use pumpkins at Halloween time, in October. Don't want a bird. I'm thinking maybe a little house. Maybe a little house. Because she could be thinking about home when she's out walking, and what she might, when she walks through the cabin door, what might be sitting on the table for her that is something warm and cozy to eat. And I think I'm going to do this green one. Now, I'm not as talented as Maremi. Now, Maremi, she can rip and tear, and she really knows how to collage. I just cut and paste. I don't consider myself a collage artist at all. Like I said, I usually just cut and paste. I'm not good at blending, using the glues, and, you know, ripping and tearing images. And I'm really anxious. One thing that I stop myself a lot of times from creating certain art pieces because, and I'm sure a lot of people do this, and I wish that I wouldn't, and I wish we wouldn't. When we go to do something and we admire someone and their work, You know, we compare our work to theirs, and I have a terrible time. Like I said, I'm watching Denise Love, and I really admire her, and she brings me so much joy. Just her laughter alone. And like I said, if you watch Denise, you know that laugh of hers is contagious. And I'd love to be able to sit down and have a cup of coffee with her and chat and just laugh along with her. But, you know, I have my watercolors, I have my stencils, I have my papers, and I always make an excuse as to why I can't paint today, or, you know, well, I don't want to get that out because I have to do this. And I'm very good at making excuses not to do something, because I'm afraid, and I'm sure there's others out there that are like me. I'm afraid that when I start, I'm not going to like anything I do. It's not going to, you know, I'm going to have a picture in my mind. I'm not saying I want it to look like Denise's, but I'm going to have a picture in my mind of what I want to do, and it's not going to come out. And I'm going to get very discouraged, and I'm going to become a Debbie Downer. And I know that's no way to be. And that's one thing that Denise always talks about, that, you know, you should just sit and enjoy, you know, like this collage art. But you should just sit and play with your paints and enjoy and learn. And I can make every excuse in the book not to open up my paints. I keep buying things to do it, and I keep making excuses the closer I get to me having what I want to use. And that's pretty sad. So that's a little something about me that takes place in my world. I'm going to cut one of these little clouds out, and I think I'm going to cut this little one. And I hope everyone is really healthy. We are all trying to stay healthy. We had so much rain, which we needed, but we've had a lot of sickness out at the quarry, and I was going to go out to the quarry on Friday, and we had a deluge of rain. I mean, it was awful. So that stopped me. But the other thing was, everybody's sick. And I said, I can't afford to get sick. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add a couple more little. Can't hoard them. Got to use them, right? So I hope everybody is well. Let's see, what else? I watched a really good, I haven't been able to chat with everybody in so long. I know some people, they don't like chatty videos. That's okay. You can always go watch somebody else. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But I watched a really good, my daughter-in-law down in Florida sent it to me, a YouTube video. And if anybody wants me to send them the link, I will. You can just go. It's from Tucker Carlson, and he interviewed Jeremiah Johnston, Johnston, not Johnson, but Johnston. And he is a scholar. He's a Bible scholar. He has a PhD in religion, theology. The man is brilliant. I've always been so impressed when people can just rattle off a Bible verse and they know the book, they know the chapter, the verse. But this was all about the shroud of Jesus. And I was just, my daughter-in-law said she watched it in 2 parts. My husband and I sat down. We just watched the whole thing. Once it started, we were glued to it. Fascinating. But I will say there is one part. He actually brings, Jeremiah actually brings these are replicas of the tools, I'll call them hand tools, whatever, that Jesus was flogged with. They call it a crown of thorns, but actually they put a helmet of thorns on Jesus. He brings a replica of that. I just wanted to cry. That one part, it's fascinating, but the Romans were brutal, and he describes, what actually took place and happened to our Lord Jesus. But it was fascinating, and how the Catholic Church right now has the shroud. And they have it in an area, but they won't allow anyone to do any more. I'm going to say DNA. It's not DNA, but do any more research on it. But they talk about the first pictures that were taken of it. It's fascinating. So if you're interested in watching that, let me know in the comment, and then I will send you the link to watch it. So I've been doing a lot of deep dives on things like that. Okay, so we have that, and I think that is good just like that. I'm not going to do anything else. So now what I thought is we could have a little play with this gold mica. Brilliant gold mica, and I did get these on Amazon. And I'm going to just see how this comes out. I don't want to do it on there. I just need a little scrap piece of paper. A little scrap. Bear with me. I'll do it on that pink card. Because I'm not sure. This bottle is new to me. So I'm not sure how. Oh, and it does have a little piece of metal in there to put back down inside here. So I'm not sure how. Oh, that comes out pretty. You don't have to squeeze it. Okay. All right. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So I think on her, and I'm just going to fold this over. And I think on her, I'm going to start, because I could get kind of messy with this. I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to work my way down, because I know if I work over here or I work down here or here, I'm going to smudge it. So I'm going to start at the top here. And I think I'm going to put some little, just some little tiny dots. on her hat here. And can you see that okay, or do I need to come down a little bit? Let me come down a little bit. Let's do that. And you might be able to see a little bit better. So this here is the little dots. And I think I'm going to put some more here on her scarf here. And I'm really liking this a lot. Oh, isn't that cute? That just really adds a lot to that. Very cute. And then I'm going to add some to her wings. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it. Where should I add it? Should I add it just around? Should I do the orange? That one popped. Did you see that? That popped. What do you want me to do? I think we should do one. I'm wondering if I could have to do like a light touch. Maybe I could just make, see these little lines? Maybe I could just make some little lines. And this is a great way to doodle, you know, to do some mark making. How fun is that? We could put, so see, I didn't listen to my, what I actually wanted to do. I don't want to smudge this. Oh, this is a lot of fun. Now I'm going to want to do everything like this. I'm going to put the top back on this. Get that in there. All right, it took me a minute to get that in. But isn't that fun? Isn't that pretty? Oh, I'm going to really like doing that. Now I am going to want to start painting and using this in the painting. But look at how pretty that is. All right, so there you have it. That is my crossword puzzle collage for this time around. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope I was able to give you a new idea what you can do to kind of jazz up maybe a background or whatever. But I just think this is This is going to be a lot of fun to use. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video. So I want to send good health wishes to you. I want to tell you to just chill, enjoy your art. I need to take my own advice, but I am passing it on to you because this is one thing I'm very comfortable doing. So I do enjoy making these crossword puzzle collages. And I want to thank everyone again. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're new. And for all my regular subscribers, thank you. Blessings are sent to all of you. And I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.